everybody. I didn't get around to making a video last week, and I'm actually late on making my video this week, but I did get some cross-stitching done. I started another book. I actually started 2 books, and I set up what's going to be my reading journal for next year. I can't say I actually started it. I literally just wrote 2024 on top of the page, but and I also started a diamond painting. I haven't diamond painted since we moved, and I pulled out the teeny tiniest one that I had, which is this little dragon. He's a 30 by 30, and I think he came from Amazon. He might have come from Temu, actually. But he's just so cute. All of this that's white is actually like a pale pink color, so I don't know how that's gonna look. And these balls right here that I thought would be like a yellow are actually the same color as the dragon. So we'll see what it looks like. I have a bunch of leftover diamonds from other pictures. I may just swap some stuff out. But so far I've done down here. And as you can see, like, it looks like the background's supposed to be brown, but it's actually blue and purple. And then on this side, it's like a dark green. Very strange, but he's cute, so we'll see. So the book I started this week is Woman Eating. It's a vampire book that I've seen several other people talk about and give good reviews to, so we'll see. I gave up on How to Sell a Haunted House. It just did not grab me like the other 2 Grady Hendrix books I tried to read. And then I actually saw somebody do a year-end worst book, so she put that book on there. And her little mini review of it kind of just nailed the coffin closed of me wanting to read that book. She thought pretty much the same way I did. So it was like a day before it was due back to the library, and I was on maybe 28 or 30%. So obviously I wasn't enthused about reading the book, so I just gave up on it. I returned it early and let somebody else suffer through it. So hopefully the next person that got it loved it and they were just so excited. But it was on hold for like 14 or 15 weeks. So I waited a long time for that book, and then it was such a letdown. Before Woman Eating became available through Libby, I actually started God Killer, which is 2022 book, I think, maybe a 2023, and then the sequel is already out, or is about to come out. I get a lot of books through Edelweiss, through Harper Voyager and all their imprints, because I used to be a Harper super reader, I think is what they called us. It was back before TikTok or really Booktube was a thing. It was during, blogs and Tumblr, and when Goodreads was still super popular for actual reviews. And so I had a Tumblr, and I had another blog, like a WordPress blog, that I did book reviews on, and I actually applied and got to be part of that program, and it was only supposed to last for 6 months, but I think that was in like 2013, 2015, somewhere around there. And I don't get physical books from them anymore. I used to get a box of books a month that were either special editions or ARCs or advanced reader, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes there'd be a t-shirt or some other just little thing in there. I have several signed editions of books from them, and that stopped after about a year, I think. The two ladies who were in charge of the program no longer work for Harper Voyager. They work for other companies. And I think when they left, the program just died. But because I had already been pre-approved on Edelweiss and had done reviews on there, I still get most of the Harper Voyager and Harper Collins books that I ask for. There are a few other companies that'll still give me books, and then there's some that are just available for everyone that has an account. It's also called Treeline, I think. I don't know. It's actually for industry people. It's like librarians, booksellers, and stuff like that. They can order books through there. They can go in, get ebooks, get audiobooks, decide if they want to buy it, buy a case or two, whatever. And then people who do read the books can leave notes and reviews and, you know, say if they're super excited about a book or whatever. So I try not to check it too often because some of the books do expire. Same with NetGalley. A lot of the books on NetGalley will expire, so you'll download it and then not get to it or forget about it. And when you go back to try and read it, you can't read it anymore because it's expired. That happened to me with several books, and I was really irritated because some of them I was like part of the way through, not realizing they were going to expire because most of them don't tell you. NetGalley has their own app now where you can read their books and also do audiobooks. You can only do the audiobooks through their app. I don't use their app, and I've only done one audiobook, and it was kind of a mistake because it was a plant book, and you really need the pictures for a plant book to know what they're talking about. So wasn't the best idea there. But that's books. So this is going to be my book journal for next year. It says good to be bad. And I started writing some other stuff in it, but here's my 2023 books. I finished 26 books this year. I think I abandoned like 3 or 4. I also abandoned Red Rising. It's kind of a sci-fi YA thing. A girl that I really like on Booktube, there's like her favorite book series, and she has like all the special editions and all this stuff, and she raves about this book every chance she gets. I didn't like the audiobook. Maybe if I tried reading the book, it would be different, but I just could not get into it. When it was time to send it back to the library, I sent that back to the library too. So I also have in here my want to read, and whenever I'm watching booktubers and they're talking about something, I'll write it down. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of books already, and then I have 2 TikTok videos that I saved because she had some books in there that I had never heard of, so gotta add those to my list. Every time I start adding books to my list, my husband's like, nope. Just stop that video right there. But my thing is now I'm either going to do audiobooks from the library or audiobooks I get for free through Kindle or whatever. Or when I read a physical book, because I'm not a rereader, there's maybe only 10 or 15 books that I've reread, and usually they're series and all. When it finally gets to the 4th book, I'll have to reread the whole series because I forgot everything going on. But I've reread Harry Potter and listened to it multiple times. 4 or 5 Stephen King books I've read or listened to multiple times. And then Alice in Zombieland. I own the really pretty hardcover books, but then I also have the ebooks, and I haven't made it all the way through the series on either one. But another thing I've been doing for my TikTok videos, and I've been trying to post those twice a week, is I've been coloring. So this is from Joanna Bassford. When she put out her Small Victories book, she did a Facebook Live series where she was coloring in the book and talking, and because she knew that not everybody had the book yet because it was a new release and sometimes it takes people a while to get it and some people just couldn't afford it. So she put out this little printable and I printed it on cardstock, and I've been going through and coloring. Each one's a little video. It usually takes me about 10 minutes and then I just speed it up a little bit. I also got this book that I think I showed before, and I've been doing a couple of pictures in it. So I took this one out because even though it's the black on the back, the markers still go through it. And this is like the shiny metallic markers, and they go over everything. They color over the black lines, and so I have to be really careful. If you look right here, you can kind of see that there's supposed to be lines in here, but the marker just went straight over it. Wasn't real happy with how that one turned out. I also did this guy, and my markers, I have the Spectrum Noir markers, and I really haven't used them in the last couple of years, and so they've been laying down flat but in a tote. And so a lot of them are starting to kind of dry out, and they aren't the color that the top shows anymore. Like some of these down here I thought were supposed to be blue, but they came out gray. So he didn't come out very good either, but I like him a little better. And like I said, the marker goes through, so I just stuck a piece of paper in here. But even though this is black paper, the marker goes through because it is the Amazon paper, and Amazon paper's not that good. And then I did this little guy in color pencils, and there's some metallic pencils and rainbow pencils. The rainbow pencils don't really look rainbowy. The little eyes here done with the rainbow pencils. They just kind of become the dominant color of the pencil, which isn't very much fun, but okay. Now cross stitch. So this is Jack Skellington that everyone's seen, and I was trying to be like the cool kids and stitch the whole thing in hand. And all of this color here, so I have from there all the way down and all the way across, I did all of that in hand. And the black from about here all the way around to this hand, I did in hand. Or no, I guess probably about down to here. Then I was trying to stitch and I couldn't hold on to it for some reason. I was just having problems. So I got my biggest Q-snap and put it in here, and I got it in there in a way that I should be able to finish all of the black in the middle and quite a bit of this gray black over here before I have to move it. This pink right here is going to be white, and because this is a stamped cross stitch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch everything but the white, and then I'm going to wash it and then stitch the white afterwards, because I don't want this pink getting on the white. I've never done one of these before, so I don't know how well this is going to wash out. And honestly, I'm not even sure I 100% need to wash it out, but you're supposed to. So this kit was really cheap. Like the whole kit, floss, stamp, cross stitch, everything was like $6 on Temu, which, yes, I know means it's stolen. I said that before. It is what it is. There's only a couple of legitimate companies that sell stamped cross stitch, and honestly, I don't like anything they have. I've gone through the websites and looked, and they're quite expensive. They're almost as much as a diamond painting, which I get it. It's about the same amount of work, but if you don't have anything I like, then there's no point in me even looking. All right, so I also worked on this guy, and so as you can see, I'm almost done with that outer band of the braid. And then once I'm done with that, I can go back in, and all these little areas are just fill in of this lighter yellow. And then I can finish filling in this blue and do all the back stitch. So I think I started that in oh gosh, I don't even remember now. 2022 maybe? Mid 2022? So I should finish it in 2024. The friend that it's for, his birthday isn't until July, I believe. I think it's right at the end of July. It's right before my husband's birthday in August. So hopefully I could get it finished by then and get it framed. I think I'm going to see if I can get a circular mat in red with like gold right around with a gold underlay double mat. I don't know what it's called. It may be a gold frame, but we'll see. Hopefully Michael's will be having one of their 70% off sales or something, even though I know it's still going to be ridiculously expensive. Custom framing is worth it, but also ridiculously expensive. So we didn't really do Christmas gifts this year since I still don't have a job, but my sisters and my husband did want to get me something. So they were going to get me the Logitech pink headphones that have cat ears that match the Logitech pink mouse and the pink keyboard. And then I also got a new computer case. It's pink. Let's see, we can see if I can go down here without. So the case is pink. It's kind of hard to see because of the lights. Sorry, I just whacked the phone on the file cabinet. But instead, they got me these lights that sit on top of the computer and act kind of like almost like a ring light, but they're the bars. And in the picture, it showed them like on either side of a webcam, and they are called streamer lights. So we'll see. I don't know if they make that much of a difference, but I do appreciate it. And they do have different color settings. Like there's a warm and a cool. I think I have them on bright white right now. When I first took them out of the box, they were on the warm, and they made everything so yellow. And I was like, oh, these are not going to work. I can't say anything. You know, they also have different brightnesses. But I was like, I can't say these are horrible. But then once I got them plugged in and realized the remote has different settings, and you can change the temperature of the light. I changed it to the bright white or the cool, and I think that's much better. I did move a lot of stuff around in the room so that I could use those lights, and so I'm actually sitting in front of my computer right now. But other than that, I didn't do a whole lot the last couple of weeks. This was the first Christmas without my mom, which did mean no big Christmas presents because that was her thing. My dad came to my sister's house, and we all had lunch. We had Mexican food because nobody likes turkey in our family. So we had carnitas and tamales. We are in Texas, so tamales are a Christmas tradition for most of Texas. Only part of the group that was there for Thanksgiving came for Christmas. Thankfully, the more annoying folks that were there on Thanksgiving didn't come for Christmas. But still, it was nice. My sisters got everybody's scratch offs, and my husband won $15 and I won $10. They got my dad an electric blanket because his house doesn't have central heat by choice, not because he's poor, but because he doesn't like the central heat. But that's about it. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can please leave them below, and I will see you next week.